everyone, Brickitov here, and on this channel I make content about LEGO, and today we are gonna take a look at the LEGO Advent Calendars 2024. In 1998, the LEGO Group released their first LEGO Classic Advent Calendar. In 2024, they made two versions of the LEGO Advent Calendars. One creator calendar and one called ClickIts. And this year, there are 6 calendars. LEGO City, LEGO Friends, Disney Princess, Harry Potter, Star Wars and Spider-Man. Firstly, we're gonna review each of them separately, and at the end we're gonna compare them all together. Let's start with the LEGO City Advent Calendar. Each calendar has a main theme, and this one is no different. It depicts a family of 5 enjoying unwrapping presents, which there are a lot of. The family consists of the parents, of the children, one of them is just a baby, and the pets. All but the cat have a knitted sweater on, which is pretty funny. The rest of the builds are mainly gifts for the children or structures connected to the holiday seasons, like a snowman or a Christmas tree. But we can't forget Santa and Mrs. Claus, because how would the presents get there otherwise? But my favorite window of this calendar is the window from day 9. The hot chocolate looks just so good for some reason. I think the LEGO set is pretty neat, and it can be a lot of fun opening it every morning. It also offers some nice torsos that you don't get usually in non-Christmas LEGO sets. One thing I would critique is that some builds felt just too small. But that isn't a big problem, especially when most of the users of this calendar are small children. It has 195 pieces, so the price per piece ratio isn't great, but the pieces have a little bit larger value because of the way you experience the set as a whole. But that is the case with all of the calendars. Okay, let's take a look at the LEGO Friends calendar now. This calendar's story takes place in the LEGO Friends universe, which I am not that familiar with. But to quote LEGO exactly, the calendar takes a trip back in time to when Paisley and Ollie were preschoolers and is packed with Christmas traditions. So it is pretty similar to the LEGO City calendar. There is also a family of 5 unwrapping some Christmas presents. But I would say that that is the minority of the builds. The other ones are random parts of the house, a sewing machine, some appliances used for cooking, a karaoke stand, and so on. There is also a snowball catapult and a snow castle which you can shoot down, which was surprisingly fun and accurate. My favorite window of this calendar is definitely the sewing machine. I just think it depicts it very well. Okay, I think this calendar is also pretty nice. It actually has 272 pieces, which is almost 80 more than the LEGO City calendar. The only thing I don't really like are the mini dolls, but I'm not a big fan of them in any sets. Okay, let's talk about the first branded calendar. All of the branded calendars are a little bit more expensive than the LEGO City and the LEGO Friends calendars, because LEGO has to pay some money to the companies like Disney in this case. The Disney Princess calendar is focused on 5 movies and their protagonists. They are all in a microdoll form and have a small present. The first movie is Moana. You get of course her boat, Pua, and a part of a beach. Then from the Little Mermaid you get Ariel, some of her stuff, and her palace. You get Elsa, Baby Sven, a seesaw with a Snowgy, Elsa's ice palace and a sled from Frozen. There is also Tiana with builds connected to her from the movie Princess and the Frog. Lastly, there is Mirabel from Encanto. Apart from the builds directly connected to the movies, there is also a Disney palace, a Christmas tree and a spinning top, which is the only play feature of this calendar. This set has 253 pieces, so a little less than the LEGO Friends calendar. I mean, if you are a fan of these movies, this calendar is for you. The thing I don't like about the calendars are the microdolls. I know I already expressed my feelings about the doll type figures in LEGO, but the microdolls are even worse in my opinion. The main thing I don't like about them is that you can't pose them that much, and you can't also put anything in their hands. But what is a build I like the most from this calendar? It's probably Mirabel's house from day 18. I like the colors of the pieces. Okay, so before we talk about the next calendar, I want to thank you for your support, because if you don't know, for the past 24 days I have been uploading a short every day where I showed each build of these 6 advent calendars. Through the time, my subscriber count doubled, and a lot of people left comments on those videos as well, so thank you so much. And if you aren't subscribed, consider doing it now, if you want to. Okay, the Harry Potter calendar. This calendar takes place in Hogwarts during Christmas in the Great Hall. So, there are some tables with food, 2 Christmas trees, a wreath decoration and a fireplace. For every house of the school, you get 1 student, a printed tile of the mascot and a statue of the mascot. So for Gryffindor, it's Harry Potter. For Slytherin, it is Draco Malfoy, Susan Bones for Hufflepuff, and Cho Chang for Ravenclaw. But those aren't the only minifigures. You also get Professor Flitwick, Albus Dumbledore, and the Squire Ghost. The last thing I haven't mentioned is that you get 2 random collectible Harry Potter portraits, which are these pieces LEGO puts in some of their Harry Potter products to encourage people to buy more LEGO. This calendar has 301 pieces, the most so far. And I don't really have anything negative to say about this calendar. There are 7 minifigures. All of them have 2 faces and are fairly detailed. The printed tiles are great, so I really can't complain. My favorite build of this calendar must be the Choir Ghost. The minifigure is unique and looks great. And the sheet music made me do a little bit of detective work, which was fun. Let's dive into the Star Wars calendar next. You could define the Star Wars calendar with one word: spaceships. No, really, apart from some minifigures, there are only 2 builds that don't represent a vehicle of some sorts. Let me just show you all of them. The non-vehicle builds are the mini-kit from the Star Wars video games and Darth Vader's castle. But as I already mentioned, there are some minifigures, 6 to be exact. Princess Leia, a super battle droid, Ahsoka Tano, the 501st Clone Trooper, Luke Skywalker, and a Praetorian Guard. I also really like this calendar. If I had to say, I would consider this calendar the most adult one. There are 368 pieces and the builds are by far the most complicated. And most of them look nice, so I really recommend this calendar. My favorite window is probably the 9th with the Millennium Falcon or the 10th with Ahsoka Tano. The last calendar of this year is the Marvel Superheroes calendar focused on Spider-Man. It's pretty hard to characterize this calendar because it's also pretty random. You get a few things found in the streets of New York City, some Christmas or Spider-Man related builds, and then there are the minifigures and their accessories. Firstly, you get the classic Peter Parker Spider-Man, then Venom, Gwen Stacy's Ghost Spider, the Miles Morales Spider-Man, the Green Goblin, and lastly a Snow Spider-Man. Which is funny. You get one set with a play feature, Sandman's Present Catapult. This calendar has 246 pieces. The minifigures are great, but the builds themselves not that much in my opinion. And overall, I don't really know what to say about this calendar. It feels too incompatible, like it doesn't have a story or something. But that is just my opinion. Someone might like it that you get a bit of everything. But again, if I had to choose, my favorite build would be the Green Goblin minifigure. I like the headpiece and overall the details. Now when we know what's in each calendar, we can look at some fun facts, statistics and comparisons. There are 6 Christmas trees altogether, but the Star Wars one has none and the Harry Potter one has 2. There are 4 fireplaces, 35 figures if I don't count the animals, 1 frog, 7 cookies. The build with the lowest piece count is the bunny from the LEGO City Calendar Day 15 with 1 piece. The build with the most pieces is the Ghost from Star Wars Day 16 with 28 pieces. The calendar with the lowest piece count overall is the LEGO City Calendar with 195 pieces. And the calendar with most pieces is the Star Wars calendar with 368 pieces. The average piece count is 272.5. And here are the spare pieces. Okay, enough of that. Even though I criticize some aspects of some calendars, I like all of them. They are great, and I spent a lot of time with them. But one last thing I have to mention is this. Each calendar has a 24 compartment grid like this in them, but the builds themselves are additionally packed in a small plastic bag like this. And there is a lot of them still on the floor, so that's not all. And it's just bad. I already mentioned it last year, but the problem is still the same. My theory of how to fix it is that maybe they could make the grids a little bit more tighter and put the pieces loosely in them, but I don't know, I'm not a package designer. I just wanted to mention it because it is important. It also might be the case that LEGO is already thinking about it, because they are already switching some plastic bags with paper bags in other sets. But that is all for today's video. If you have any questions or remarks, write them in the comments. You can also watch this video where I recreate my childhood LEGO animations. Like and subscribe. Bye.